Good morning, all of you. Today we are gathered here to see a glimpse of monthly TECHNOCLUB event organized by the Department of Information Technology and Software Development of JIMS Vasant Kunj 2. In this event, students will give presentations on their innovative ideas regarding various technologies. So hereby we'll start with Rithik and team.
So both of you will speak or only one will speak?
Ma'am, only I will speak.
ठीक है बेटा ठीक है ऋतिक.
Okay. So, good morning to all of you. My name is Rithik and my partner name is Aniket. Today we are here to present a PPT on data science. Next. So, what the data science is actually mean? Data science is a field of exploring, manipulating, and analyzing data and using the data to answer the questions or make recommendations. Next.
Data science and big data are making an undeniable impact on businesses, changing day-to-day operations, financial analytics, and especially interactions with customers. It's clear that businesses can gain enormous value from the insights data science can provide, but sometimes it's hard to see exactly how. So let's look at some examples. In this era of big data, almost everyone generates masses of data every day, often without being aware of it. This digital trace reveals the patterns of our online lives. If you have ever searched for or bought a product on a site like Amazon, you will notice that it starts making recommendations related to your search. This type of system, known as a recommendation engine, is a common application of data science. Companies like Amazon, Netflix, and Spotify use algorithms to make specific recommendations derived from customer preferences and historical behavior. Personal assistants like Siri on Apple devices use data science to devise answers to the infinite number of questions end users may ask. Google watches your every move in the world, your online shopping habits, and your social media. Then it analyzes that data to create recommendations for restaurants, bars, shops, and other attractions based on the data collected from your device and your current location. Wearable devices like Fitbits, Apple Watches, and Android watches add information about your activity levels, sleep patterns, and heart rate to the data you generate. Now that we know how consumers generate data, let's take a look at how data science is impacting business. In 2011, McKinsey & Company said that data science was going to become the key basis of competition, supporting new waves of productivity, growth, and innovation. In 2013, UPS announced that it was using data from customers, drivers, and vehicles in a new route guidance system aimed to save time, money, and fuel. Initiatives like this support the statement that data science will fundamentally change the way businesses compete and operate. How does a firm gain a competitive advantage? Let's take Netflix as an example. Netflix collects and analyzes massive amounts of data from millions of users, including which shows people are watching at what time of day, when people pause, rewind, and fast forward, and which shows, directors, and actors they search for. Netflix can be confident that a show will be a hit before filming even begins by analyzing users' preference for certain directors and acting talent, and discovering which combinations people enjoy. Add this to the success of earlier versions of a show, and you have a hit. For example, Netflix knew many of its users had streamed the work of David Fincher. They also knew that films featuring Robin Wright had always done well, and that the British version of House of Cards was very successful. Netflix knew that significant numbers of people who liked Fincher also liked Wright. All this information combined to suggest that buying the series would be a good investment for the company. They were right, it was a huge hit. Thanks to data science, Netflix knows what people want. Data science and big data are making an undeniable day-to-day operations, financial analytics. Data science and big data science and big data are making an undeniable impact on businesses, changing.
Stop कर दे. So what the video previously had said is that data science actually helps in the recommendation through the analyzing the previous data which is generated by the user. This is not the new field. Previously, it is called as the data analysis. This field is generally previously done by the data analysis, but now this is named as the data scientist after adding some new features. As data scientists can predict the future models and the future trends which can be possible through the data had generated pastly, whereas analysis that is not possible. So now in the next slide, data scientist, the sexiest job of the decade, and this is the title which had made me to uh, make a PPT on this. This title is given by the Harvard Business Reviews. Hal Varian, the chief economist at Google, is known to have said the sexy job in the next 10 years will be statisticians. People think I am joking, but who would have suggested the computer engineers would be in the sexy job of the 1990s? If sexy means having the rare qualities that are much in demand, data scientists are already there. They are difficult and expensive to hire, and given the very competitive market for their services, difficult to retain. There simply are not a lot of people with their combinations of scientific background and computational and analytical skills. Data science can help the organization.
Data science techniques to understand and analyze the large data sets available today has a huge impact on human lives. It can provide targeted information to help healthcare professionals give the best treatment to patients, or help predict natural disasters so that people can prepare early, and much more besides. In healthcare, data scientists use predictive analytics developed from data mining, data modeling, statistics, and machine learning to find the best options for patients. This type of predictive analytics examines all known factors for a disease, including gene markers, associated conditions, and environmental factors. It then recommends appropriate tests, suitable trials, and any suggested treatments. Every individual physician has their own store of knowledge gained from their studies, interests, and experiences. Data science systems that use predictive analytics ensure that all physicians can also access the latest information about the disease, tests, and treatment plans tailored to their specific patient. With this type of system, every physician has access to the same knowledge, and the best options can be consistently offered, improving patient outcomes. For example, a study by the Boston Consulting Group and AdvaMed DX, an industry association of medical diagnostics companies, examined the barriers to the adoption of potentially life-saving diagnostic tests for patients with a specific cancer and a particular gene marker. The study discovered that the biggest factor in the patient being offered a specific test was the patient's oncologist, who may or may not have known about the test and its relationship to the gene marker. By providing extra information through data science tools, physicians can be made aware of the most helpful tests and treatments for a specific patient. There are many opportunities to explore other ways to mine data, such as from electronic medical records for different types of medical research. Schools such as the North Shore University Health System in suburban Chicago, a leader in the implementation of electronic medical records, EMR systems, now offer guidance on data mining. It is the first healthcare provider in America to be awarded the highest level of EMR deployment for both inpatient and outpatient care. This remarkable effort has generated much anonymized data available for innovative analytics research. Developing more sophisticated big data analytics capabilities helps healthcare organizations move from basic descriptive analytics towards predictive insights thanks to data science. In the field of disaster preparedness, the ability to save lives using data science tools has been under development for many years. The use of predictive analytics tools is improving and providing new data analysis in a multitude of ways, alerting populations to danger faster than ever before. Large, high-quality datasets can be used to predict the occurrence of numerous types of natural disasters, which can be the difference between life and death for thousands of people. Earthquakes, hurricanes and tornadoes, floods, and volcanic eruptions can be predicted with the help of data science. Recent research at the University of Warwick in the UK used social media content such as photos and keywords to track the development of floods, hurricanes, and other weather events. When added to the information recorded by scientists and weather stations, this type of data can be used to improve the predictions for localized weather events. Because the real benefit of this knowledge is so important, schools are starting to include this type of data science education in their curriculum. For instance, the University of Chicago Graham School offers a Master of Science course in Threat and Response Management. Data science tools enable organizations to analyze vast quantities of data from widely different sources and present that information in a way that allows data scientists to gain new knowledge, in some cases, saving hundreds of lives.
So this video is majorly focused on the medical area and the environmental area, where from the previous data we can analyze which person can have the disease or which person can't have. And environment also, we can predict the natural disasters through the previously generated data. Next, organization using data science to understand their environment, to analyze existing issues, reveal previously hidden opportunities.
Organizations can leverage the almost unlimited amount of data now available to them in a growing number of ways. However, all organizations ultimately use data science for the same reason: to discover optimum solutions to existing problems. Let's take a look at 3 examples of data science providing innovative solutions for old problems. In transport, Uber collects real-time user data to discover how many drivers are available, if more are needed, and if they should allow a surge charge to attract more drivers. Uber uses data to put the right number of drivers in the right place at the right time for a cost the rider is willing to pay. In a different transport-related data science effort, the Toronto Transportation Commission has made great strides in solving an old problem with traffic flows, restructuring those flows in and around the city. Using data science tools and analysis, they have gathered data to better understand streetcar operations and identify areas for interventions, analyzed customer complaints data, used probe data to better understand traffic performance on main routes, and created a team to better capitalize on big data for both planning, operations, and evaluation. By focusing on peak hour clearances and identifying the most congested routes, monthly hours lost for commuters due to traffic congestion dropped from 4.75 hours in 2010 to 3 hours in mid-2014. In facing issues in our environment, data science can also play a proactive role. Freshwater lakes supply a variety of human and ecological needs, such as providing drinking water and producing food. But lakes across the world are threatened by increasing incidences of harmful cyanobacterial blooms. There are many projects and studies to solve this long-existing dilemma. In the US, a team of scientists from research centers stretching from Maine to South Carolina is developing and deploying high-tech tools to explore cyanobacteria in lakes across the East Coast. The team is using robotic boats, buoys, and camera-equipped drones to measure physical, chemical, and biological data in lakes where cyanobacteria are detected, collecting large volumes of data related to the lakes and the development of the harmful blooms. The project is also building new algorithmic models to assess the findings. The information collected will lead to better predictions of when and where cyanobacterial blooms take place, enabling proactive approaches to protect public health in recreational lakes and in those that supply drinking water. Such interdisciplinary training prepares the next generation of scientists to address societal issues with the proper modernized data science tools. It takes gathering a lot of data, cleaning and preparing it, and then analyzing it to gain the insight needed to develop better solutions for today's enterprises. How do you get a better solution that is efficient? You must identify the problem and establish a clear understanding of it. Gather the data for analysis, identify the right tools to use, and develop a data strategy. Case studies are also helpful in customizing a potential solution. Once these conditions exist and available data is extracted, you can develop a machine learning model. It will take time for an organization to refine best practices for data strategy using data science, but the benefits are worth it.
So according to this video, we can find that data scientists can help us to cut our business costs and save the money by analyzing the data from where or when the cab drivers can generate more money for the company. Data science can also help to find the problems in the environment. Like here, we had seen the cyanobacteria, which are harmful to the human beings, find in a particular type of lake. These particular types of lake are finded through the analysis of the data previously generated by the previous lakes according to their environment. Data science is changing the way we work, the way we use data, our approach to the world. Next. Now we have to know what is the big data, since we had heard this term previously in many videos. So let us see what is the big data.
In this digital world, everyone leaves a trace. From our travel habits to our workouts and entertainment, the increasing number of internet-connected devices that we interact with on a daily basis record vast amounts of data about us. There's even a name for it: big data. Ernst & Young offers the following definition. Big data refers to the dynamic, large, and disparate volumes of data being created by people, tools, and machines. It requires new, innovative, and scalable technology to collect, host, and analytically process the vast amount of data gathered in order to derive real-time business insights that relate to consumers, risk, profit, performance, productivity management, and enhanced shareholder value. There is no one definition of big data, but there are certain elements that are common across the different definitions, such as velocity, volume, variety, veracity, and value. These are the V's of big data. Velocity is the speed at which data accumulates. Data is being generated extremely fast in a process that never stops. Near or real-time streaming, local, and cloud-based technologies can process information very quickly. Volume is the scale of the data, or the increase in the amount of data stored. Drivers of volume are the increase in data sources, higher resolution sensors, and scalable infrastructure. Variety is the diversity of the data. Structured data fits neatly into rows and columns in relational databases, while unstructured data is not organized in a predefined way, like tweets, blog posts, pictures, numbers, and video. Variety also reflects that data comes from different sources: machines, people, and processes, both internal and external to organizations. Drivers are mobile technologies, social media, wearable technologies, geotechnologies, video, and many, many more. Veracity is the quality and origin of data and its conformity to facts and accuracy. Attributes include consistency, completeness, integrity, and ambiguity. Drivers include cost and the need for traceability. With the large amount of data available, the debate rages on about the accuracy of data in the digital age. Is the information real or is it false? Value is our ability and need to turn data into value. Value isn't just profit. It may have medical or social benefits, as well as customer, employee, or personal satisfaction. The main reason that people invest time to understand big data is to derive value from it. Let's look at some examples of the V's in action. Velocity.
Okay.
Can I share the screen now?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, respected teachers and dear fellow mates. This is Vishal Swalka and Varun Sinha here to put some light on the topic dark web. Next, please. As the name suggests, the dark web is the darkest part of World Wide Web. Before having a look at the dark web, let's understand the basic first. Next, please.
Different parts of the internet. Surface web. The surface web is the portion of the World Wide Web that is readily available to general public and searchable with standard web search designs. Whatever you can find on Google is a term of the surface web. Second, the deep web. The deep web refers to part of the internet not fully accessible to standard search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. Also, the deep web includes pages that were not indexed free for services, that is FFS sites, private database, and the dark web, accessible by only particular IDs, and password. Third, the dark web. The dark web, coined in 1970s by Roger Dinledin, encrypted content not indexed by conventional search engines, isolated with ARPANET, Advanced Search Project Agencies Network. A heaven of illegal activities. The dark web helps people to maintain privacy and freely express their views.
As we can see here, in this pic, the connection type is peer-to-peer, where whenever we serve on dark web, your PC becomes a server. So if someone tries to pull your IP, he or she will see someone else's IP, as we have to go through these networks, every PC in the network. Next, please. Further, we will see what can be found on dark web. On dark web, we will see things you won't see on surface web, like illegal content, illegal marketplaces, criminal services, cryptocurrency services, and many more. Next, please.
Dark web as a facilitator for cyber crimes. Attack against computer hardware and software. Common hardware attacks include manufacturing of backdoors for malware or other penetrative purpose. Backdoors are not limited to software and hardware, but they also affect embedded radio frequency identifications, that is RFID, chips, and memory, eavesdropping by gaining access to protected memory without opening other hardware. These are some of the attacks against the computer hardware and the software. Financial crimes, the most commonly crimes used in the terms of the dark web. Financial crimes are the crimes in which criminal organizations benefit financially. In the financial crimes, usually one party provides a financial benefit and the other party suffers a financial loss. A financial loss, some of the most common crimes facing the financial sector are money laundering, fake sites, terrorist financing, fraud, tax evasion, etc. Abuse, that is child pornography. The child pornography can be made by setting up a camera or other recording device and molesting a child. A child pornography can also be drawn, written, or created by a computer, which is called abuse.
Cryptocurrency, one of the most used service of dark web, as it's a medium of exchange on dark web. Here, any transaction can't be recorded and can't be traced, so it becomes hub for illegal activities. Next, please. Apart all this, dark web do have good part, or we can say a beneficial services like journalism. Anyone can raise their voice here without hello. Anyone can put a voice without any hesitation, as they're anonymous here. You can find social media like Facebook and Tumblr here as well, which prevent your data breaches. And there are many more legal marketplaces here. Next, please. Lastly, if anyone have any question regarding dark web, can ask. Hello.
Any other questions, please? Any other questions, please?
विशाल एंड वरुण, आई वांट कि भाई जैसे हमारा है कि फर्दर एक्शंस ऑन दिस टॉपिक, तो कुछ ना कुछ जो है थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिकली आप इसको अगर रिप्रेजेंट करें इन फ्यूचर, जब भी कभी कुछ रहता है तो पॉसिबल है इसका कुछ? हाँ, कि प्रैक्टिकली आप
I can serve right now if you want.
ओके देन प्लीज थोड़ा सा अगर अनुपमा मैम आप अलाउ करें 5 मिनट आप.
हाँ मैम, या
ठीक है.
Okay ma'am, can I share my screen?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
I am closing my screen off.
Okay. So here, can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, we can see.
Hello.
Yeah, we can
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, ma'am. First, I will. Yes, ma'am. First, I will connect to Tor network to bounce my IPs. So here, it's bouncing my IP in every second. You can see. Hello, ma'am. Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, carry on.
Okay. So with Tor browser, ma'am, it will take some time because इसमें peer-to-peer network होता है, तो वो थोड़ा connection slow हो जाता है.
हम peer-to-peer network वही जो हमने second slide में भी बताया,
तो
PPT के through.
हाँ बेटा, हाँ.
So it's a environment of Tor. और यहाँ पे मेरे पास कुछ साइट्स पड़ी हैं डार्क वेब की. I won't go little part. Let's see some. Suppose what?
UK guns and ammo.
Okay,
just
a sec. I'm not library. I can show. Again, Amazon business hidden data hacked. Ma'am, there are a lot of sites which are taken down by FBI. So इसमें क्या होता है कि अपन जो भी डोमेन यूज करते हैं, जैसे डोमेन नेम हम फेसबुक का यूज करते हैं सरफेस वेब पे, तो वो चेंज नहीं हो सकता आफ्टर साइट बिल्ड होने के बाद में. पर इधर क्या होता है कि हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, लाइक इस पेज में मैं कुछ भी मॉडिफाई कर सकता हूँ, मैं कोई भी चीज उस पेज में मॉडिफाई कर सकता हूँ, उसमें डोमेन नेम्स भी मॉडिफाई कर सकता हूँ, तो बहुत सारी साइट्स एफबीआई के थ्रू टेक डाउन हो जाती है, लाइक गन्स की साइट हो गई, सिल्क रोड हो गई, which I don't have right now, but I
Yeah,
can
that's okay,
show
Vishal.
ammunition site. Yes, ma'am.
अभी जैसे हमने जो इन्होंने पहले प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी बिटकॉइन की, इवन जो बिटकॉइन से डीलिंग
ma'am.
होती है वो भी थ्रू डार्कनेट होती है. So all
Yes,
these
ma'am.
things,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
ये
that you
सारा
can.
process ये वो सारी ब्लॉकचेन के थ्रू यहीं से होती है.
हाँ, that's what I am.
नेटवर्क बहुत स्लो है, ये भी हो रहा है, और वो
कोई बात नहीं बच्चे, we can
load
have
नहीं
it
कर पा रहा.
separately, right Poonam ma'am? तो किसी दिन जिस दिन
Yes,
भी,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, ma'am.
because
Very
obviously
good.
speed will be yeah low.
Sorry.
तो अभी चित्रेश ने एक और भी कुछ पूछा था, इसका बस आंसर दे दे, then we can move forward.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, his question is in the chat. What is Tor in
Yes,
dark
ma'am.
web? Yeah.
टॉर एक ब्राउजर है जो आपको एक मीडियम प्रोवाइड कराता है डार्क वेब को विजिट करने का. मतलब जैसे अपन क्रोम यूज करते हैं सरफेस वेब पे साइट्स विजिट करने के लिए, वैसे ही टॉर इज अ ब्राउजर जो हमको एक प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइड कराता है.
Yeah.
Basically, ma'am, is the onion websites which is located in the dark web.
हम शुरू कर रहा हूँ.
हाँ, अब आई थोड़ी सी, हाँ अब लग रहा है. अनुज बोल, चल कैरी ऑन बच्चे.
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. My name is Arun Nandal I'm from IT department, and today I will be presenting and practically showing what I've learned from a computing fundamentals course that I'm pursuing from this website. I haven't completed the course yet, but I have done the Linux part, so I will be presenting that today. So let's start with some basics. These are some basic commands I will be using. Hyper-V. It is an hypervisor used to run virtual machines, and I'm using the latest version of Ubuntu. I have already opened it in the background. I will, yeah, this is the terminal where I'll be executing these commands. So first one is who am I? Who am I used to tell the current user. We can use sudo as well with this. Sudo is like the Windows equivalent to running a command as administrator. So it will ask for my password. So the root has all the permissions of the Linux. Next is pwd. This is used for printing the current working directory. In Linux, we call folders as directories. So we are currently in this folder. So if we want to see the items in this folder, we have to use ls. These are the items. We can also make our own folder with make dir. So I can use enter right. I can change the current working directory with cd and go to this. The next command is echo. It says what it just echoes the string. For example, hello world is a string. It will just echo that to the terminal. And if we want to save the output of this, we have to use this operator. It is also known as a redirector. It will save the output in the file one. So let me show you this. Hello world. Then I will save the output that is hello world in a file called file. We can look at the file it's created, and to open the file we will use cat, then file. We can see that it is saved inside the file, and these last two are similar to Windows. CP to copy a file. We can see the file is copied and the content is similar. And RM to remove a file. So we can remove like file 2 and it is removed. So next are pipes. Pipes are one of the most powerful concepts in the Linux. It is used for chaining together multiple commands. What it does is it takes the output of one command and redirects it to the input of another. So let me show an example. Let's copy file to file 1, and this is the symbol for pipe. What it will do is redirect the output of this command into the input of this. So they will both execute. Instead of executing them one at a time, we can execute both. So for example, this cat command is executed, but to check if the file is copied or not, we can use ls, and here is the file. So next is netcat. Netcat is a networking tool which is used to send or receive arbitrary data across a network. We use NC for this, then the name of the current host, and I will use port 1337 for this. We can pipe a command with this. Let's say echo hello world. What this will do is it will echo this onto the port, this port. We can open another terminal to see this. This terminal will send the command, and this will receive the data from that command. For listening, we use -L and then the port number. If I press enter, it will start listening now. If I go back to the terminal and press enter now, so we can see that it is printed over here. You can do a bunch of things with netcat, but due to time constraint, I will skip that for now. So next is SSH, or secure shell. It is a networking protocol which is used to access remote computers in an encrypted way. I will show an example of this later. Basically, three permissions for everything: read, write, and execute. With, as you can see, they are represented by R, W, and X. To see this permission, we can use ls-l. It is similar to normal ls, but -l is used for displaying more details about the file. So we can see these are the 9 bits for permissions. They are in the group of 3 in this order. The first 3 are for user, the next is for groups, and the rest of them were for others. We can change this permission through chmod. For example, let's add a write permission to others. We will do O for others plus the W, which means write command, and specify the file name. For example, let's change files permission, and let's see if the permission is changed or not. As you can see, W is added here, and similarly we can remove a permission just by using minus instead of plus. It will do the same thing, and you can see the permission is removed now. Over the wire bending, it is an online war game where the goal of the game is to find a password which is usually hidden in an encrypted file or a file which is modified to some extent. It is a fun way to practice your skills and learn new concepts. So let's go to the website. I will show you 2 levels. Those are level 10 and 11. So for level 10, I would need the password, which is here. So basically, the password is stored in the this file, and which is encoded in base 64. Base 64 is just another number system like binary or hexadecimal. So I have a command for it. First, let's log into this server using SSH, name of the host, over the wire .org. Then I have to specify the port number. Port is 2222220. Then the login ID is bandit 10. It will the password I copied. I will just paste it here. So the file is in, password is in, for next level is in this file. So I will check the files in. So here is the file. Let me open it with cat. So it is encoded in base 64, and so there is a basic command we use, base 64 --decode. Then the file name. What it will do is decode the encoded file, and now we can see the file. This is this is the password for next level. I will copy it and exit out of this level. Then use bandit 11. So the next level is the password is stored in the similar file, but the characters are rotated by 30 position. Let's see what the hint is. So yeah, they basically A is rotated 13 position and similar so on. So I have a online converter for this. Wait here. Yeah, this is next level. So the password inside this file, I will open it. So this is the encoded string. I will copy it. There's an online converter that I will use. It is a general purpose converter. You can basically convert anything here. So I will be converting it to road 13. It is an algorithm. So here here it is. I will select this and put this string inside input, and the output is this. So this is the password for next level. I will copy it and exit out of this level. Then use bandit 12, and I will paste the password here. And I am in. Thank you. I only wanted to show 2 levels due to the time. I would be happy to answer your questions.
Good, Anuj. Good. Thank you, Anuj. Sneha ma'am, the right person to ask questions.
I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Sooner we'll be showing much more videos in which our students will be representing their talents in different areas from the BCA and BVOC department of JIMS Vasant Kunj 2.